bang, boogie.
I don't really think the Lakers are serious anymore.
It's a whole nother caliber.
Miami, they don't take care of the superstar. Zion, he's good enough to get you fired.
Bang, bang, boogie.
He's back. Are you in Puerto Rico, Boogie?
Yes, I am. I'm in Puerto Rico now.
Exotic trees. Lovely.
We are kind of jealous.
Good trees right there,
Yeah,
boy.
this is good
Oh,
stuff.
yeah, it's a vibe out here, man. I'm enjoying myself.
Yeah, we're going to live through you for the moment. All right,
point guard.
Wait, Lou, you're ready? That's a big news moment for Lou
I
right
can
there.
get ready.
Okay, fair enough.
Dude, you got some good years left, man.
You saying here, point guard?
Get ready. Tell them come get me. I can get ready.
Yeah, you're youthful, dude. You can
You
do
need a
this.
friend?
No, Chandler. Okay, we gotta let's get to what just
all I
everything
got
that's
to
happened.
give.
We have so much to unpack because we have not talked to you in a minute. We're gonna start with the Celtics. That is obviously who everybody had winning this thing before the season even started, and then we saw them go out and the way they went out. So we'll start with your reaction to sort of everything that came to be with the Celtics.
I mean, obviously, it was a surprise to everyone. The biggest thing, it sucks to see Jason Tatum go out, with the Achilles injury, especially this late in the season, which obviously means we won't see him any of next season. But besides that, obviously, I thought, and most people thought this was the best, well put together roster as far as, a starting five, a bench, having a top-notch coach. They checked all markers as far as being a complete team, and it just didn't go the way anybody thought it would this season. So it was a huge surprise to everyone. Shout out to the Knicks. I'm not gonna say they overachieved. They did what they had to do. I almost did. And I've been catching a lot of heat from these Knicks fans lately with my
So you ain't been on here 3 minutes, Boogie. Here we go.
But shout out to the Knicks. They did what they had to do. They overcame a really, really good team in the Celtics. But it's the great thing about sports. You see dominant teams get taken out, and it's a surprise to everyone. But this is a part of sports, and this is also why you love it.
On the Achilles situation, obviously you went through that yourself, and they made a big deal about the fact that he was immediately here in New York getting the surgery done. They didn't waste any time, hoping that would sort of make the process a little quicker. What do the next many, many months look like for Jason Tatum?
It's a process. It's a long process, and obviously when I did it, technology has advanced a lot since then. So I don't know what this new experience is like. For instance, with Aaron Rodgers, he was able to come back in 6 months. For me, it was a year process. So I don't know. I can't speak on what it is in today's medicine, but for me, it was an extremely long process. Physically, mentally, the first 2 months you're basically laying around in a cast. You can't move at all. I remember in my first month and a half, I wasn't able to actually take a shower. I had to take a bird bath for the most part because I couldn't risk getting my cut infected. So I had to take a lot of bird baths for the first month and a half. So it was a lot of things that you wouldn't expect that would, bother you in that process. For instance, just taking a bath, So Jason has an uphill battle on the way. I think he's definitely going to overcome it. I think he'll be better when he gets back. But it is mentally draining and physically draining as well. So I wish him the best. I'm sending good energy and prayers his way. But he definitely has a challenge on the rise.
Yeah, you kind of just touched on it, but that's what I was going to ask you. As someone that's been through this, is this something, obviously the Celtics, they have a lot of decisions to make this summer. There's a lot of, financial decisions to make this summer, but is this something that you worry about Tatum coming back as the same player or better than he was before? You just said he's got a long process and stuff, but is this something that you worry about, him not being the same?
I'm not worried. Like I said, technology has advanced so much since the time I've done it. We've also seen a guy come back and be just as good in Kevin Durant. I feel Tatum's that same mode of player. And obviously it's different for me. I was a big man. These guys are wings and guards. So, the body type is different. The body mass is different. Obviously I weigh a lot more than a Jason Tatum or a Kevin Durant. So it was a different type situation for me. It also matters in, you know, which leg. Is it his dominant leg or, you know, is it his off leg? For me, it was my dominant leg. So it played a bigger part, you know, in me moving forward and coming back and being the same type player. If it is his opposite leg, it's a great chance he can come back and still be dominant. So a lot of things kind of going into play when it comes to this injury. But overall, I think he does have a great chance of coming back. And on top of it, he's still young. He's very young. So he still has youth on his youth on his side. So I expect him to come back and still be just as great as he was before.
So let me ask you this. Obviously, there's a lot of payroll decisions that they're going to have, this new ownership's going to have. Are any of those guys now untouchable? Is everything on the table? Because it seems like they're going to might lose one or two of those guys. Tatum, obviously, not going to be one of them, and I would imagine Jalen Brown comes back. So of those other three guys that make a lot of money, who's the odd man out?
I think they'll start considering age at this point. Who are the older guys on the roster? You know, I think they have to reconstruct this roster, obviously. You have older guys like Al Horford, older guys like Drew Holiday, Porzingis. So those guys will obviously be the first options when it comes to, you know, coming off of contracts. But I think the two untouchables are Jalen Brown and Tatum. So I do expect those guys to be back, but as far as everything else, I do think they'll be adding and removing pieces to this team moving forward.
Yeah, Boogie, first time since 2000. On the flip side, the Knicks, they make it back to the Eastern Conference Finals. Give me your opinion on that. What you laughing at? Come on, man. Don't do this to me, man. Look, every time I speak on the Knicks, man, I get so much heat. So I'm ready to hear this question. Go ahead. I'm sorry, bro. No, I just want to ask, how impressed were you the way that they won that series? Like that was very convincing. They handled business. Yeah.
It was very impressive. Obviously, they're being led by Brunson, who's been playing incredible. Cat has been playing incredible. I mean, as a team, they play incredible. The chemistry is there. It dates all the way back to the Villanova days, so I'm sure that plays a huge part in it. We've all been very critical of Tibbs and the way he coaches with the short lineups. It finally worked in their favor. It's still TBD to see if it can get them over the hump as far as making it to the finals. But they did a great job of, you know, doing what they had to do to overcome this Celtics team. And, I mean, you can't knock them for it. It's not really much you can say outside of they just flat out outplayed the Celtics. They out-toughed them, they outplayed them, outsmarted them, outgritted them. They did everything they did everything necessary to be the team to come out of this series and show.
Yesterday we was having the Jalen Brunson conversation. I want you to tap in on this. Best Knicks ever conversation. We were throwing out the likes of the Willis Reeds of the world, Clyde Frazier's, the Patrick Ewings. But in 3 years, he's accomplished
come on now.
A lot.
He's getting
Where
ready.
are you in this conversation?
What are you doing? What are you doing over there?
He's
You woosah?
mentally preparing.
That's a little woosah. You see him, Chandler? That's a little...
Hell no, he's not the greatest Knick all time.
Fair enough.
Oh, no.
No.
When it's all said and done.
If he wins the championship.
If he wins the
If
championship.
he wins the championship, it's a different conversation.
Okay.
But
He's in the conversation already. Can we agree there?
We're having
I think he's in the conversation as one of the greatest Knicks. Say he is the greatest Knick that's a different thing. He's definitely in the conversation.
That comes with hardware. Yes, sir.
The fact that he's in the conversation in his third year, though, is ridiculous.
It's pretty amazing. It's amazing.
It is amazing, and credit to him. I think he's an incredible player. I know for a fact his jersey will be in the rafters. If he stopped playing right now, his jersey will go up in the rafters as one of the greatest Knicks. But he still has some work to do. For me, a championship would definitely put him in a different stratosphere. But I just can't say right now he's the greatest Knick. He has some work to do, but a championship definitely helps.
But with that, we had another big debate yesterday. We were saying, with seeing how everything is going, would you rather have a Luka right now, or would you rather have a Jalen Brunson right now?
I'm gonna take Jalen Brunson because he's still playing. I mean, that's obvious.
So
There
excited.
you go.
One guy's at
There you
home
go.
and one guy's playing. So
Look like
I'm gonna
3
take
2.
Brunson.
Look at George's face. Look at Chandler's face.
I'm not rolling.
I love it.
Boogie, come on.
Boogie, you've
I'm
never
with
been
you.
right
Come
about
on.
anything.
Luka
I'm with you,
Life.
Boogie. I'm sorry. I'm with you. I'm with you.
Yeah.
We're
He
arguing
makes
Makes
about-
everyone better.
These things change
Everyone.
year to year.
Jokic is home too right now. He's
changes
still the
year to
best player
year.
in the world, Boogie. Like it doesn't matter that he's not playing right now.
Boogie's right.
It's
Well,
okay.
I'm gonna take the
It's
guy
okay.
that's still playing. I mean,
And makes
the
everybody
guy at
better.
home can't help me right now.
Thank you, Chandler. These things, it's okay for these things to change year to year, Chandler. It's okay for them to change year to year.
Now we're not
You have
talking
your
about who's
opinion, I
the
got
best
mine.
overall talent. If we're talking about who's the best overall talent, yeah, we can go with Luka. But as of right now, I'm gonna take the guy that's still active in the playoffs.
Sometimes talent isn't everything. Sometimes it's what you do with what you have, and I think Jalen maximizes every ounce of what
does.
he has.
He's great.
And I don't know that Luka does. I think this is a real conversation.
Yeah.
But Chandler's in love with Luka, and we can never get past
I just
that.
think one's a top 3 player, one's a top 15 player.
I'm told that one's a top 3 player. I don't know that he's a top 3 player.
I can agree with that. I agree with that point you're making, Chandler. But if we're talking about right now in the moment, one guy's at home and one guy's in the conference finals.
Well, there's one
I
guy
don't know
that
if I'm rolling with top 15 though. That's a stretch, but
What, top 10? You're not putting him top 5.
Oh, we're doing this now? We're doing the
You would
I ain't
not
gonna
rank
do
Jalen
that.
Brunson right
You know
now
what?
over
You
Luka.
right, Beadle.
You
I'm
would
gonna
not.
suck him- I'm not going to let him suck me into a numbers
Don't do
game.
it. Yeah, whoa.
But let me
yeah.
ask you a question.
do
If
it.
Jalen Brunson wins the
Numbers.
championship this year, does the conversation change?
Yeah, I think
Yes.
championships, yes, I think that helps everyone's
You know
case.
what? Then let's just wait. We'll give it a couple weeks. We'll come back and we'll revisit this entire
So if
comment.
championships have everyone's case, the guy that's still qualified to go get one, why doesn't that help his case?
Because it doesn't just go off this postseason run. Literally.
Yeah, it's
not like-
resumes,
I
isn't
can't
it?
just put, so I'm going to put someone over Giannis right now, too, or Jokic, because they're not
No,
playing
I think
right now. That's
I
silly.
think it changes the year to year. If we had this conversation 5-6 years ago, we'd probably be
definitely
talking about
changes year to
LeBron or KD or somebody. It changes year to year. We're talking about right now.
I love this.
Right now in the pool, yeah, sure, because Luka's not in there. I'm saying if right now you rank players going into next season, you're not ranking Jalen Brunson over Luka. You're
I am.
not. No, you're not.
I am 100%.
Nobody is.
1,000%.
If Jalen
My name's
Brunson
Michelle,
wins a
I'm doing it.
championship this year, going into next season, I'm ranking Jalen Brunson over Luka.
What if he just goes to the finals? I mean, they've done a lot.
Okay, what if Tyrese Halliburton beats Jalen Brunson? Now how are you
See,
ranking
Here we
it?
then
go.
you're taking Halliburton because he's still playing.
Hey, look at him. We got a
you're
reaction
not.
out of him. There we go.
Well said, Georgie.
That was a good one.
George is back.
That's a good one. But
I'm
no,
stumped.
that's two different calibers of player. No.
Lou, Timberwolves beat the Thunder. You're taking Ann over your guy SGA because he's
We
playing.
ain't do it all. Look,
That's what you're doing.
George already got your one good one out already. I ain't do it. George already got it.
Yeah, we can go all day with this.
Your sides are-
We're going to preview the Knicks Pacers series. Obviously, you know how I feel about this. I have the Pacers. Who do you have?
I'm gonna have to agree with you
Wow.
on the Pacers, and the reason I say that, I think the full court pressure that they bring every game will eventually wear on Jalen Brunson, and the fact that Tibbs has such a short lineup, I think it plays a huge impact in this series. I think the Knicks are a very tough team. Obviously, they have a great chemistry, but eventually I feel they'll wear down with the Pacers' pressure.
Yeah, no, I hear you on that. I'm Pacers all day. But before we move on to the Western Conference, what do you think the Cavaliers are going to do this offseason? I know what they did the trade deadline, but what do you think they're going to do this offseason?
I lost interest ever since they traded my guy.
Everything stopped mattering.
Lou, stop laughing. I'm crying.
All
inside.
downhill since G-Wagon moved.
It was a karma switch, it felt like.
G, are you a free agent real quick? Are you a free
No,
agent?
no, I got one more year on my deal. Can we talk about this stuff? Or we're going to get in trouble.
good.
No, that's fact. We can look that up.
Let's unpack
No,
that.
that's fact.
Yeah.
That's fact. You're not in trouble.
I mean, if I'm Cleveland, I think they should stay the same. You know, they had one good year with a really good squad, so I think you should run it back. Another year of experience can only, better that team. So, my opinion, I think they should just run it back.
Yeah, I agree too.
Yeah,
I
feel
mean,
good about it?
it's not like they need to go into a panic mode. They still have the number one
Exactly.
team, and they're still coming back. They're still everything. They just
Okay, but can I say one thing?
Yeah, a little
I do
Be a
think
negative
they
person?
should. I do think they should add one
There
more
we go.
good big man. I don't think Jared Allen is the ultimate answer as far as winning a championship as a big. So I do think they need to, add an additional big that can bring an impact to the game. But as far as, any major changes, I don't think they should do any. I think they have a really, really solid squad. And I think experience is, the only thing they're lacking as far as being a team. I think, another year together, they'll continue to improve.
Oof, I don't know. I feel like if you run them back exactly as is and you have another great regular season, if I'm a fan, I'm just like sitting there waiting for the other shoe to drop. Like, we're going to do the exact same thing.
I think if they're healthy, we're having a completely different conversation, but that's another if, George. So we got to get our shot glasses out.
Yeah.
But I think if Garland is not battling with his toe, and Mitchell not battling with his ankle issues, I think we're having a completely different conversation. You can see they didn't have the lift, they didn't have the explosiveness that they need, especially with the style of play that they have. They just didn't have that lift that they needed.
And DeAndre Hunter was out. And Evan Mobley.
Absolutely.
They definitely got the injury bug.
Yeah, no, a lot of people were out on that one.
Sorry, George.
Sorry, George. Warriors,
on.
you know what? Let's talk about another team that's going to have to maybe answer some questions, whether or not they want to keep things as is, switch things up. They brought Jimmy Butler in at the trade deadline. They managed to put some good stuff together. It just wasn't enough. The Steph Curry injury was obviously a big part of that. If you're the Warriors, do you think this is good? You run this back? What are you adding? What are you taking away?
Man, the Warriors is such a weird situation to me. And the biggest reason is, they don't have youth on their side. Like, it seems like this window has been closing year by year for this, this team and the foundation that they have. Obviously adding a Kevin Durant type guy would be great for them, and I think that would, put them in the conversation of being a dominant team in the West. So, but it's outside of that, I don't really see a fit there that gets them over the hump. I've seen the rumors of Giannis being a possible addition. I think that would change them greatly, but I don't really see that happening. I don't see Giannis going out to West. He's already said that he wants to go to a tax-free state. So obviously Cali is one of the highest. That's not an option. San Francisco is one of the most expensive cities to live in. That doesn't really add up. So they should send a nice gift basket to Kevin Durant.
That's so nice.
So, Boogie, when you see a guy like Steph Curry go out, their whole team obviously changes. Jimmy is supposed to be the guy, the closer. You got a Kuminga, who was their third leading scorer, averages 15. He gets 4, DMP CDs in a row, and then he's balling when Steph Curry goes out. Do you think Kerr made the right adjustments once Curry went out? You think they just simply didn't have enough? Do you think it was fair that Kuminga wasn't getting those minutes? What's your kind of take on that situation?
I think they lost Kuminga. I think Steve Kerr ruined that relationship with the DNPs. We've seen this happen time and time again when it comes to him and dealing with young talent. He just doesn't handle young talent well. He doesn't develop young. Out of the years he's been there, we've seen one guy develop under Steve Kerr, and they ran him off as well, and that was Jordan Poole. So when it comes to young talent, I just don't think they handle it well. And I could see Kuminga being on the move.
Yeah.
Boogie, as you saw, the Nuggets punched their ticket into the offseason, taking that series to 7 games. What do you think the Nuggets need to do to kind of take full advantage of Jokic's so-called prime?
Well, one, that owner needs to spend some money. You got to spend and win. That's obvious. And I think they have to get a bench. I don't think I think they have to move their focus on making sure Jokic puts up these crazy numbers and leads all statistical category. Like, we understand Jokic is great. We get it now. Like, now let's put some real talent around the guy. Let's put a bench around the guy. Let's put a real supporting cast around him. Outside of the starting 5, they don't really get much. So I think Russ did an incredible job this year with, being that spark off the bench, but I think they need more bench support. I think that should be their main goal going into this offseason.
Boogie, give me your feelings about this T-Wolves OKC matchup going into this this Western Conference Finals. How you feel about SGA and Ant-Man going head to head in this one?
I think it's going to be really, really exciting. I think this is great for the NBA. I think it's great for the sport, great for the fans. I think this would be a historical, playoff series. I do feel like OKC is coming out of this series. They just have so much depth, so much talent. Defensively, they're incredible. Their starting five is incredible defensively. The bench comes in, they're incredible defensively. And on top of that, they can come in and play off. Their offense is off the charts as well. So I think OKC they're loaded, man. I think it's their year. In the beginning of the year, I thought it was Boston. By the end of the season, I thought it was OKC. So I think it's OKC's year.
What a world.
Boogie, a lot of offseason topics, as always, this summer going in. Giannis is a big name that you keep hearing might be on the move as well. If you're him, is it a Damian Lillard in Portland situation where you finally request a trade? Do you think there's enough there to keep competing? What's your take on this?
I thought he did.
I think this is the year. And the fact that he's starting to, slowly put out, the certain type things he's looking for with his next team. For example, like saying, I don't want to play in the state with a state tax. We've never heard these type of things from Giannis before. So I can definitely see a breakup on the horizon. And I think it's time. I think Giannis and the Bucks have, ran their course. I think he's given them everything he can. And I think it's time for him to start thinking about himself in this situation. It's time for him to be selfish with his career. I would love to see Giannis in Miami, honestly. I think that would...
See? Nobody tried to hear me yesterday. Nobody wanted to listen to me yesterday.
I think that's the perfect move. It'll definitely help Miami with them struggling to get a superstar after how the breakup went with Jimmy Butler. It makes sense. He's already said he wants to play in a tax-free state, which is Florida. So it makes sense. It makes complete sense. It's an organization that's proven they know how to build around a superstar. It'll definitely put a better light on Pat Riley with how I went with, Jimmy Butler to get another superstar like Giannis. So it makes sense, in my opinion.
I just don't know if they have enough to acquire him like a Houston does, like a San Antonio does, even a Golden State. That would be the only issue there. But
yeah, Boogie, you didn't mention the other tax-free state, the big one that's got some stuff going on.
Old Tejas?
Want to bring up any of that? Or?
Yeah,
speaking of tax-free states,
speaking
Boogie.
of tax-free things.
Yeah,
we haven't spoke since the Mavs won the lottery, man. Give me something good. What you think about that?
And I said from the beginning, man, this was a move from up top. And, it's continuing to show. I never in a million years thought, Nico had the nuts to sit there and make this move on his own.
There was something on the back burner, though, huh?
This was a move from the top, and it's showing.
My boy needed a break. He needed a break. He needed a good break, man.
But then Shaq had to come out and say that David Stern sent him somewhere hot.
Do you want to go somewhere warm or cold?
Now it's all starting to make sense.
Yes, it's starting to make sense.
But does Nico keep that pick? Does he keep that pick or what? What you think?
Okay, you can package that. PJ, some other guys, Gafford to Milwaukee.
Cooper's the unknown, technically.
Now we got Giannis back in play.
So you...
Done.
I mean...
This is a Price is Right moment.
Kevin Durant wouldn't be a bad move there either with that #1 pick. So...
But would you would get rid of a young Cooper Flagg for Kevin Durant? No, because Giannis I get because he's young.
Nico's already on record saying it's a 3-year window as far as winning the championship.
True, he
so
did.
Cooper Flagg doesn't fit that window.
No,
Kevin Durant does. So I absolutely think he'll trade that #1 pick. I think that's an option for him.
Is there a world that he keeps the pick, Boogie, and doesn't take him #1?
Take somebody else.
Ace Bailey is. Hey, listen, Ace Bailey getting hot.
I like
again.
Ace Bailey. To me, Ace Bailey is the #1 pick.
Well, that's the take we should have started with.
Chandler's getting offended.
I think
Here we
Ace
go.
Bailey's the #1 pick. I think he's the closest thing we've seen to a Tracy McGrady.
Whoa.
But I don't see Nico. There's no way he keeps that pick.
I love Harper too. Harper's a stud.
You don't
too.
think he keeps? So wow. Okay.
I think he keeps
With
it.
everything he's already said on record as far as his window of winning a championship,
Defense.
it just doesn't logically make sense.
I don't think it's not even his window no more.
You're
It's
in,
Dallas
you're in
Mavericks
Texas. You already got rid of one Great White Hope. You can't get rid of the next.
There it is.
You can't.
The Whites.
He said it.
He said it.
We were all thinking it. You can't
was
do
Chandler
it.
Parsons,
You
ladies and
can't do it again, Boog.
Just saying the stupid stuff out loud.
Well,
Boogie.
we've seen crazier things, so it's a
I'm
great
excited.
chance.
Just take him. Keep it. Save your job.
I don't think so. Okay, Boogie. Love you, miss you. We will talk soon.
Appreciate
and
it, bud.
We'll be back with some more Run It Back.
Dang, man.
See you guys, yes.
Run it back, yeah. Run it up, run it back, yeah. Run it up.